Hello and welcome to another Culture Foolishness. This is a recap of Power Book 3 Raising Kanan, Season 4, Episode 7. And this the culmination of the season in this one. I am Creed of Exit Studios and ArchitectsOfMars.com, and my co-host is.
Coach Tamara Simone, your favorite life coach's favorite life coach. If you don't know, now you know, baby, baby.
Yeah, so this episode was crazy. Neek has revealed himself pretty much to everybody that he is back in effect and
You know what? Can I
he-
just start by saying that I miss when him and Rock was fucking? I love the person he was when they were fucking. It was cute. They was kissing and stuff. She was a little bit more girly. That cougar was getting all up in his spirit. I don't like when he not happy with her. This nigga's
Mm-mm.
evil. He's
Hmm.
evil when they're not happy.
Huh.
I need to
I didn't
love
even look at that. Like the vagina was softening him up, man. He out here just hard body because
and
his
the
baby
D
mama ain't
was
doing it.
softening her up. So
Oh,
Pernell said, listen, whatever. But the D was definitely softening Rock up a little bit. And
yeah.
first of all, we got to get into kind of the way he describes the detriment that he was going to cause, because he described it in similarity to what I assume would be how they was getting it in. How he talked about slow back
Yeah,
and
that
then
was
getting in the
crazy.
front and fucking her over real hard while she sees him do it. Negro.
Yeah.
Who wrote that?
A woman. Because it's a woman writer of the show, I know, but
What Whoever wrote that, what nigga in jail are you fucking with?
yeah, that was tough. That was tough. Um, so basically he, let her know what's about to happen, told her he taking his corners back, and she kind of in a bogus position because she waiting for the drugs from the Afghan people, and they still setting up the whole thing. So they in a bad situation right now.
That and now he like, let's just come clean. He crashing out.
Yeah,
He's
he
way too
definitely got some
happy.
brain damage in
Yeah,
that
he's way too
situation.
happy about all the folks that he didn't knocked off. Cause it's like, now she didn't told you that she wasn't fucking a lawyer, and you just like, well, nigga had to go anyway. Like, that's just unfortunate, to say the very least. So there's that. And no matter what you tell him, he's just
Oh,
he's
he's
already he's
created the
right,
narrative, and
and
that's the
he's
narrative. Yeah.
convinced that that is what it is. So no matter what you tell, you could about show him the shit, and he's still gonna be like,
Nah, whatever them
"Did you
niggas
die?"
said.
Like, nigga, neither did you. You didn't die. Like, is you cool? Oh, you not cool.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
tripping hard. So,
you don't be pulling that shit with them fools around the corner. Go ahead. Go
well,
ahead.
real quick, because that's pretty much that whole situation initially was just him not even threatening her, letting her know what was already happening and saying that he did it and he gonna continue to do shit and just like live with it, basically. The next scene they show real quick was Lou and what's
That
her
whole
name?
on
Amani.
whatever. I don't know.
Basically, you know, letting her know that, which I knew that's what it
I
was,
mean,
but
it's the aftermath of the whole, shit with Jess, and
right.
basically, she's just on some, you know, just let me know what it is, because I ain't trying to get my feelings hurt. But like, let's be clear: when you throwing vagina like that, you already on some Ronnie Ho shit. So niggas is not ultra, thirsty to commit to somebody who just throwing a vagina. So the whole like, basically, from what I gathered, then she's just like, we can keep this shit cool and casual. And it's like, duh, because you throwing it because you thirsty. Anyone will do. So, all right. And he explained it himself because he's all sober and he's like, it's not what you think. And the gag is, if Jess lived in New York still, then you
Oh
would
yeah,
be a
he'll be on
non-fucking
that.
factor, bitch. You would be a
Yeah.
non-factor. You're just here, and I don't like you, and you're thirsty, and I'm over it.
You are funny. You definitely. I don't have a problem with
I
her. I'm
know.
indifferent,
See
but
it.
you just don't like her. I get it. It's fine. Let's see. Then they show her, Rock basically letting them know Unique is back, and everybody there, including Kanan and
And
Juke,
Juke
and
and Marvin and Will.
Kanan just,
Kanan needs
he
his
just,
ass whooped. He needs
yeah.
Big Mama or somebody to whoop his ass. Hell, Marvin, like, why Marvin don't do it? He like, that boy need a belt. Nigga, you
You got to get it. You
you
gonna have to do it at this
you
point
can
because
do
he's
this.
wilding.
And since you crazy, ain't nobody gonna like nigga whoop his ass and eat some Fritos after the fact. Like this nigga need his ass whooped because is you cool? Are you like I don't like amnesia niggas. Don't act like you been him. No. You know what you
You
was
was
doing? You
fucking
had
up a
your
lot.
First of all, you had your 1 or 2 nights a week where you was cooking. It was your night to cook, and you was thirsty over the spaghetti and shit. And then when your mama started fucking your teacher, then you started tripping. But that's what you were. You was the nigga who was like, "Ma, come taste this spaghetti because I really think I got it this time." Looking ass. That's who you were. And now, because niggas ain't got some pussy and a little bit of clout, pardon my French, y'all, then they acting like they been him. No, you were not. You was a
Yeah,
clown, Darnell. You
yeah,
was
it
a
was.
clown. And you acting like people ain't put money up to make sure that you cool. That's why when she was like, the only thing you need to be saying is thank you, I was like, talk that talk, Rock. And then when he like, thank you for fucking everything up, I'm like, I'm sorry. Now where's Nicole? Where's Nicole?
Oh, she dead because you fucked some shit up. Like, sir, sit your ass down. Sit
Man,
your
that don't
ass
even help.
down.
And then
So,
Duke feeling herself, so she low key agreeing with him. It's like, girl, I ain't gonna say nothing
yeah.
to you because you too crazy at this point.
Right, exactly. It's like, girl, she gonna shoot somebody, and yeah, he is
I want
grown.
to grow
Shit.
up.
So this scene was cute for a second. So, uh, Unique, see, he go to his girl, and she
Because he's
see
letting
that,
everyone know that he's alive,
right.
that he really ain't dead. So when he been freaking following Pernessa around forever. So when he finally reveals himself, it was cute because I can only imagine the pain that you would feel after someone that close to you feel is gone, and then to see them and like she ain't see him looking like some nigga off the street asking for loose change. No, she saw him just like she's always seen him. And I can just
Which
imagine
was on
looking
purpose.
like,
Like that's another reason why he probably didn't reveal himself to her before that. He wanted to be him.
all right, I can imagine it's just like not only am I seeing him, but I'm seeing him like how I've been that I'm seeing the him that I fell in love with. I could just imagine, I'm probably it was probably some wet spots in the middle, but they didn't want to show that, because it may be children watching, but I understand.
That's
My
funny.
husband, like my husband.
But then he kind of, he basically explaining what happened, somewhat probably left out some stuff, but basically
And
blame
crash out
Rock for
completely.
everything. And she even was like, and this is, of course, her base. She's basing on being around Ronnie ass because she was around the fool when he was,
running the streets and fucking
gallivanting
rock.
and stuff. So she's seeing this dude is off and was really hating on him for real.
Oh, there
So
you go.
she was like, I don't think that Rock was really working with Rock. Like he went completely
Complete
off, and it was like,
crash out.
bruh.
It's like, man,
Mm-mm.
it's hard to find a chick that can just. It's like, nigga, first of all, you was fucking around on her. Like, is you cool?
Man, he
Man, I'm so
forgot. He
tired of these
forgot
niggas
all
demanding
that.
loyalty that they don't give out. But that's gonna be a podcast
Yeah,
episode, so we're gonna go
yeah.
ahead and divest from that. But man, I was like, this nigga's crashing out, and I'm like, but he sound like so many dudes. So I'm like, is everybody been hit over their head? Like, is that what it is? It don't matter. That shit ain't happening to my husband, but whatever.
Mm,
Um,
mm, mm.
what happened next?
So then they show Rock and
Stefano?
no Marvin go
Yeah.
to was it
Snaps and pop.
Snaps and Pop. So they're letting them know that Unique is back, and of course they've seen the angle for themselves in it, so they ain't really aligning. They always are looking out for their own interests, so they ain't aligning with nobody. So I like the consistency and Pop because that's the dude, right? Because Snaps is the
I
girl, I
think so.
think.
I think so.
Uh he is one of my favorite actors for TV shows of this sort, and he just sings steals
On
every
and
time
on.
he's in a damn something like, go on
That's
head,
after Wendell
sis.
Phillips. Now,
Come
fun
on.
fact, they are married in real life.
Really?
That is his real wife.
Oh,
I'm like, you
that,
know what? That's why it's just so like
it do
it's
be
like easy.
working. It do be working. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Oh, she a cutie pie. I see what you did. All right. So that thing was interesting because, of course, like I said, they're pretty much like, yeah, 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 you got your shit going on, but we're gonna figure out how to make it work for us. So yeah, we over here. Thanks for telling us though.
Hmm.
Um, and then after that, we see how Unique's crew is already kind of taking over the little area. They basically
We
sending
finna go to the
whoever
Chinese
coming
spot.
into the Chinese spot over
Yeah.
to their people or whatever. So
No more
it's
special
just looking
sauce.
bad. No more special sauce, baby.
Mm. He said we got the shit over there and for cheap, but like, damn,
Yeah.
dude, dude.
Because he giving him the price that she should have been getting because he just was hating on her. So he was overcharging her. But he like
Mhm.
him. So he good to go.
The sexism. Anywho,
Mm. And then we
um,
do get to Stefano and Rock and the Marvin meeting, and basically it's starting to come to light that he's with the New Jersey people and they need to hold tight right now, basically, in a
yes,
nutshell.
yes. I do want to switch gears a smidge and go to Berilla because this nigga's plotting and scheming on some stick up kid type of time. So they pull up in what appears to be an off brand U-Haul truck.
Hmm.
And, thankfully, he's smart enough to be like, I can't run in the spot because this nigga know my face. And even if I put a mask on, he know my demeanor. Like
Hmm.
he'll know it's me.
Hmm.
So he convinces them to let him stay outside. Um, yeah, I know it was fucked up. But he convinces them to let him stay outside in the truck. And they proceed to go in there and nigga and sons it all up. Just
Man,
very,
completely. They went in there for 5 minutes. He's like looking out. Pop, pop, pop. Ah!
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of when they tried to steal the ATM machine in the first barber shop. Just real niggified and unnecessary and just not planned properly. Um, and I don't think this is one of those things that you can plan properly. It's some things that you just shouldn't do. It just behooves you not to do, because why would you, like, if this man is saying that he be laying piles of money around his house, do you not think that he would protect it? Did you think that he thought he was in Mayberry and that he'd just sit around with the doors unlocked and just be like, "Oh, I have all this money, I don't know what to do"? Like, I can't stand when niggas don't think. Niggas
That
not thinking
that
will
was
really
very, very
be
stupid
crazy.
just on so many levels because it's like this is your way out legitimately, and you fucking with this before your shit even get
All he
off.
cares about
And
is the instant gratification, though.
yeah, he's dumb. Like mm, nothing. I was about to say something, but it's probably wasn't necessary, so I'm gonna just keep it to
Not.
myself.
And
But
you can serve that. There we go. It shows growth. So there you go. Carry on.
So just to back it up a little bit, so Kanan go to his
He goes to the
storage
store.
place
Hmm.
and find out that he got robbed.
Now, this is where I, as an observer, see a bit of a plot hole,
Mhm.
because we know that OC was following him, but how the hell would he know what unit is his?
That I was kind of like,
And because like you ain't follow him into the whole shit, because it would have been too easy for him to clock you. So how would you know what unit is his? So that was a bit of a plot hole for the kid. But whether or not it makes sense, because again, this is TV Powerland, it was fucked up and he been a clown. So now we just are getting a front row viewing to the circus is what's happening.
yes, yes. So I agree because I was kind of like, yes, you saw him going to a storage place, but it's so many different
It's so many units.
storage lot units in there. So how you know which one is his unless you done paid off somebody or whatever. And maybe he did. Who knows? Maybe I don't know. I
That's
mean, he
possible.
figured the shit out. He's not. One thing I will say, and this is gonna sound messed up, but it is what it is. One thing I'll give little short dudes like him that's like under the height that you supposed to be, they're gonna be crafty and they're gonna figure things out because they brain better work. They definitely got gypped on the genetic lottery heavy. So you better figure some shit out here, little shorty doo-wop. But let's see. So
You want to talk about Juke?
I do. I was read my mind. I literally was just about to say how Marvin gave Juke his gun
I mean, at this point, he's
because
like, you gonna take it
you take
anyway.
it
So
anyway. So you might as well. I'm gonna get a new one. It's gonna be shinier, whatever. I don't know. Like
I already got a
you
new
can
one.
have this one.
I'll
Right,
get a new
exactly.
one for under the couch, because at this
Right,
point,
it's
you
right.
already
Because I
broke.
got another one, but this is for the couch. This the couch gun you keep taking. So here, take it. So she is. This is now her arc in this episode is interesting. So she get the gun, and I'm gonna just talk about her whole little thing. I'm not even gonna skip around other stuff. It's basically after that she, hit the streets. She run into this group of white dudes that's like catcalling her, and one of the dudes was about this close from getting his head blown clean off. He was
Look,
so
look.
lucky that his friends just was like, "You drunk, man? Come on," because yeah, it was about to be ugly. So then, she went to
Her
the
spot,
club,
her new
and
spot.
that chick that was like on her heavy a few episodes ago, she just went straight up to her. She knew she was going and was feeling her, so she went straight to her, had her a little interlude off in the bathroom, and in true stud fashion, acted exactly like a damn dude and just did her kind of dirty. I mean, she was ready to be like, what's up? What's your number? This," and she was
No,
like,
no, no, bitch, you should have sorted that out before you went down
You put
to
your
licking
face
the
up in
stick.
there, yeah.
That's what you should have done. Let
Right.
let's just come clean.
Then so yes, we're
You,
not gonna take her accountability away. You got to make better decisions, but
I'm
you
keeping
know,
heat on next because
but
you just went down here with all types of activity. You ain't use no saran wrap or shit. You just down there. You don't know what the fuck she got going on. And now that you done and everybody's happy, okay, correction. She's very happy. Now you feel like it's your time to shine. And she was like, no, 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 I'm good.
this ain't
That's what
that.
she
She
said.
was like, this
I'm
not that.
I'm
When she
good.
said that, I must have laughed out loud. I was like,
No, because she talked when she offered to buy her a drink in the previous episode, she was like, I'm good. And then when she was like, can I have your phone number? After she didn't went down on some sloppy toppy, she still was like, I'm good. She's consistent. Juke is consistent. You
yes.
bloody person are consistent too, but your consistency doesn't work for you. That's what that is. Chill out on slutting it up.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
So, Rock went over to the Afghan dude trying to get the ETA on the little situation. And obviously, as we know, especially during the time this is happening, this is during the Gulf War, literally. Like, if we keeping it a buck, see, this is what knowing history comes in handy. So I'm understanding why might be a little problem getting shit from the Middle East to America when they in the middle of a war. So he ain't wrong. His excuse is valid, but that don't help Rock.
not at this point, no.
So I want to get back to what's in that B Rilla again for a second. So this fool basically go try to rob his label owner, go to the studio, find out that he ain't even living there. They didn't just killed some random people who rent in the house because he's alive and well in the studio looking at his ass, and he just sitting there looking stupid. Then a
And
motherfucker,
I like
actually.
that. It's like y'all that unalived a couple of folks. Then one of y'all people got shot because again, y'all never thought about the fact that they may be packing too. But I digress. Um, and now it's just a whole niggified cockamamie mess. That is essentially what it is. And that's
Ooh,
what you deserve. And I hope you don't like your single. You
I,
fucking
I
fool.
wouldn't because this is fucking reductive. Anyway, Stefano, his Marvin up one has a private meeting, and essentially, in so many words, he trying to get him to take his sister out, and he like, bruh, you
That is
cool and
not
shit. You
bad.
was in Who's the Boss and all of that. I like the show, but sir, not killing my sister for you, man. For just to be the boss, I ain't never wanted to be that no damn way.
I just want to kill people and just mind my business and make sure my daughter don't turn into me, although she already has.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, she's
Um,
basically the female version of Marvin.
so one thing I do want to kind of talk about that we haven't really mentioned for real, like we talked about how, when everybody gathered at Rock's house after Neek, revealed himself and everything like that. But what we haven't really spoke about is the fact that Rock's strategy as to pertaining to dealing with Neek and his newfound whatever, is that to kind of stand down and assess the situation. And all the hothead dudes is just like, no, we gotta do something, we gotta do something now. And Stefano is included in that because that's the reason why he's approaching Marv, because Rock's, her first reaction is not to act. It's to kind of observe and make sure that before they react, they're in a better position. It's a more strategic idea in my opinion, but from an ego standpoint, it just feel like none of the dudes support it, which is interesting because like we understand Kanan because he's a freaking teenager who's filled with emotion that he don't know how to fully control. But Stefano, and then you're gonna approach her brother, like that's tight. So that was real interesting, and
Yeah.
Marvin is not that. So
Hmm. Yeah, that was
work
weird.
out
I
well.
I just felt like that's one of them things where the writing is a little bit off to me because like he should know better. Like especially how Italians move, like family is everything. So
Well, yes, but unfortunately, I'm sure a lot of Italians have encountered blacks who don't move that way.
mm,
So if you just like, well, I know how we move, but they not like us. So I think that may be what the mentality that he's kind of going into it with.
hmm,
Although, I mean, clearly he's wrong, but yeah.
yeah. Okay, well, yeah, you ain't wrong. Also, I wanna back up again, get back to Kanan and his
Foolishness.
search for what was that little
OC.
midget's name? OC.
OC. Mm-hmm.
So he looking for him and you know I don't think he gonna find him because
I mean,
he skimmed a lot of money. He know how much money he done ran off with. I think this
that nigga
dude
might
in
have left him
Florida
like $10
somewhere.
in that damn trunk. And
I
they be
don't
like, what
even
the fuck?
think he
What the
did
fuck?
that.
No, it was a little piece of money in the corner, but
Oh,
they like, what
probably.
the fuck you leave that for? To buy new locks for nothing?
I
Ain't
think it
nothing to lock
was.
up no more.
That's like to be ironic at that point. I think.
Like, here's some more money for these locks I broke, even though you ain't gonna have shit to lock up no more. So that was crazy. I do want to touch on the fact that Kanan and Rock, not Rock, Kanan and Juke had a conversation where, because they're still trying to get down to the bottom of this fame, what I'm saying, mystery, if you will.
Hmm.
And, Kanan kind of brings up how, like, the dudes that they rolled up on, he's like, no, I think that may be on to something. And the police ain't just take fame out for no, like, it's somebody behind that. And he's like, that's who is in charge of fame getting taken out. Whoever then put the battery in the back of the police, whatever that looks like, the person that we need to be kind of going after.
Well, well, yeah, and then he sees Rock paying off some police officers, which I'm sure is for just general leave us alone money type shit. But his goofy ass gonna be like, she the one who killed Fang. She done put the police on
Well,
Fang.
now, so I have a theory about that to where he may not be completely crazy because let's be clear, Fame was backed into a corner and there was a possibility that he was going to snitch. And who would have been affected by him snitching?
Her and a lot of other people. But
So she got motive.
true, but
And if she could do it in a way, because she had already shot the nigga daddy right in his face. So, but if she could do that in a way that it don't necessarily come back to her for real, then let's not act like she not above it because when they had the memorial at the bar, real ghetto and cockamamie like, then she was the one trying to dead it like, oh, the streets ain't talking. Are they not talking? or are you not trying to hear them because you're trying to sweep the shit under the rug? So I'm
Right.
not necessarily completely, like I don't the Kanan be tripping, but I don't know if he tripping on this one.
Mm,
Now I do think like yes, she generally just pays them because of the nature of the business. But what if this ain't that?
mm,
What if she pays them, but because of this she has to pay them more?
mm. Yeah, that did look like a fat envelope.
It just looked a little fatter than usual.
Mm.
It
I
just
don't
looked a little.
know. I don't know because all of that is speculative. Because
It is.
again, they did his whole storyline dirty and didn't even show things and all of that like they should to make it make sense. So I don't like that because you could basically just do whatever at this point. So I don't know. Um, let's see. What was something else I wanted to cover before we got to the last part of it? I feel like we hit basically all the important parts, besides the last part, which was them with the mom. And, you know, it's funny because Lou, probably Lou and Marvin just, you know, comes to a realization, especially Marvin having a kid itself. Is like, look, she did the best that she could do,
Yes,
and
yes.
try to basically remind Rock of the stuff she did try to do for them, good, which they told the story about her birthday where she had all the neighbors bring a dog, bring their dogs to the house because she wanted a dog, which that's cute. She tried, but you know,
And
people are
I
human
think
and they're
that
not perfect.
that was very, very insightful because I feel like if you yourself have, kind of done the work on yourself and try to work on self improvement and all the things, then you do kind of get a bit of a revelation as it pertains to your parents to say, like, you know what, I can sit around all day pointing out areas where they did wrong and blah 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 blah. But it's also like you have to keep in mind that our parents did the best with what I'm saying, the best that they could with what they had. And it's real easy for us to sit here in an age of ever progressing technology and where we have, so much information at the drop of a fingertip, and we sit around judging folks for not doing this and not being that and blah blah blah. But it's like 30 years ago, and in this case 40 something years ago, that wasn't, in fact, I would almost argue 50 because it was when they were kids. So that wasn't a thing. Like they didn't have access. Like if you want to talk about, let's just say 50 or so years back, that's right off of the backs of the civil rights movement. People
Mhm.
are just getting to a point where there's a small level of equality. So again, people are doing the best of what they've known, but it's generations of trauma that no one cares about from an empathetic standpoint. We just want to look at, well, you didn't do this, insinuating that they knew to do that and that they knew how to do it.
I think people forget, and this is something I've also had to, kind of realization, with our own parent, it's like that's their first time living with you, They might be older than you, but every day is a new day for them, just like it's a new day for you, and they're learning just like you. Everybody not perfect, and everybody can't process things that happen to them the best way, and they do the best they can do, and that's you just have to kind of accept that. But um it's interesting that ultimately, which I feel like we said this in previous episodes, ultimately nine times out of ten, the person that was gonna do what she wanted her to do was gonna be right. And that's ended up what happened. And, with this episode, she was the one to, basically provide the lethal injection of I think it was morphine or something to
Like
the my
medicine.
mom.
And
And they had a
and
pretty deep moment and a moment of probably closure that she needed.
yes. And Marvin and Lou, both kind of told her that, hey, I got this indecent proposal from her regarding this. So I think part of it too is that she's like, she even said, like, what the fuck she even asked me? Like, it's like, one, she knew that she would do it. And two, she knew that if they were willing to do it, they would do it with, a gentle hand and more compassion. Whereas you would just be like, bye, bitch. So,
Which it wasn't that at
it
all.
wasn't that, but let's not act like she's not wrong for assuming that it
Oh yeah.
could
Oh
be.
yeah.
So, so that didn't happen. Rock approached it with a from an empathetic state,
Well,
but
she's dealing with
also,
shit with Kanan, and I know that that influences the way that she thinks about motherhood and all of that.
yeah, but it's easy to look at where other people fall short and not do that self audit on yourself. Like I can guarantee you, even though Kanan is out here selling drugs and can't stand her, and he pretty much just fucks with her for her washer and dryer. Essentially, I'm pretty sure she still feels like, well, I'm still a better mother than her. And it's like, like she ain't shoot y'all daddy in y'all face. So like I don't, and the daddy that he didn't know about till recently because you lied about it for so long. Like but people can't self audit and look at the areas in which they fall short and be like, you know what, I did X, Y, and Z. People just don't do that, and
That's
Rock
true.
don't do that. Like Lou had to go crazy before she just you know, lightened up on the whole "I own you" nigga mentality. He had to literally lose his mind and get several DUIs and go into freaking rehab
She
for
was like,
her to
maybe I
like,
was too harsh.
well, maybe that
Maybe
was
I
a
was a
smidge
bit much.
much.
Maybe it's my fault. Let
Maybe that
me
was just a
relax.
smidge overboard. Maybe just a smidge. Like they be playing how did she grab that nigga face? I'm like, man, how they
She
give you that
funny.
scene? Because don't ever grab my face like that. I don't give a fuck what we got going on. But I'm not an actor. I'm not a thespian. So whatever.
Hey, you know, speaking of things that rhyme with that, I just watched that episode of Black Mirror with Issa Rae. Did you see that one?
No, I saw Sean showed me one episode last night and it made me cry. So we're not watching that together again.
Oh, damn. Was it the first episode of it
I don't know. It
or
was the episode with Tracy Ellis Ross. And
okay, I didn't see that one. I
I
just
just fucking
watched
can't. And it made me cry. And he's like, okay, let me put on some Tyler Perry or something. I don't.
Well, did it make you cry because it was bad or it was just like really emotionally charged?
It's because it was really fucked up, and it's a very exaggerated state of where we are today. Certain
Mm,
things, but we're headed that way, and that's why it made me
mm.
cry.
Oh, okay. All right. I can see that. I mean, her episode was pretty deep, but it
Yeah, I
it
don't want to do
was
that.
her acting I was super impressed with. And that's all I'm gonna say because obviously it's a whole nother show that we're talking about. But um honestly, we really covered everything too. I mean, essentially, she helped her mom die. They had a good closure.
She helps her mother
So,
transition.
yes. And I think they had good closure.
Mm-hmm. I
And as for what's gonna happen in the next couple episodes, it's about to get super, super real because the previews to the next one, I was like, oh, sookie sookie now. So It's good. It's getting good. I mean, like I said, with the few little minor plot holes notwithstanding, I still feel like this is like pretty much one of the strongest the power spinoffs.
Yes.
So it was good. It was very good. You got anything else to add about this episode?
Good stuff.
No? All right.
Stuff.
Well, we will be back next week. I am Cree from Exodus Studios, architectsofmars.com, and my co-host is
Coach Tamara Simone.
Peace, peace, everybody.